farcical circumstances.
I almost didn't recognise the SCG either. Likewise for Edge Bass in the grounds have moved ahead as the game has.
66 for 3.
फीसद तहफ़्फ़ुज़ की ज़मानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आए।
Smith is just starting to get the feel for this. Smith across the stump today. The work for most people would have been knocked down on the offside. Lakeside, but
See the reaction from Josh Butler on that length delivery too. The hands are in the air, just hoping it got past the blade. The Australian recoveries during this World Cup against the West Indies. High for 79, they won that one. High for 92 against New Zealand, won that. And 4 for 99 in their last round game, which they went down to South Africa. Got pretty close.
yep, you've got to find a way to win. 50 over cricket does give you that opportunity. Even after a fairly disastrous start, there is time to get back into the game, and Smith is experienced enough to know that.
When you get down into semi-finals, this is really testing depth of squad and knowledge of squad, and that's a big part of what takes a side from winning a couple of round games, but also then winning enough to go through the big dance, the semi-finals time.
That's a decent end to the over for Mark Wood. 6 from it, 72 for 3.
PTCL अनलिमिटेड इंटरनेट, डिजिटल क्वालिटी टीवी या क्रिस्टल क्लियर वॉइस क्वालिटी टेलीफोन कनेक्शन लगवाएं और इंस्टॉलेशन चार्जेस पर 40% डिस्काउंट हासिल करें।
The rebuild is on. Rashid now gets his opportunity. It has not been spin friendly at this particular ground. Spinners averaging 93 to date. 6 wickets in all. So Kumar, we'll see if there's any turnout there. We'll see if there's any pace as well.
Yeah, good time to bring the leg spinner on. 3 wickets down, Australia rebuilding. Leg spinners have a knack of picking up wickets. Left-hander being in there. Alex Carey, crucial for Australia. The ball turning back into him mostly, although Rashid's got a good googly. Pitched up, looking for turn. Exactly what a leg spinner would try and start like. Mid-off up in the circle. Cover point. And shot third man there for the reverse sweep that Carey so likes.
Been sent back. Well, Rashid has dismissed Steve Smith 5 times in his ODI career. At an average of 16. So you know that as a batsman. You know you've got someone who's got you a few times. A couple of times, not so bad. It doesn't really impact you. But when it's 5, this can be in the back of your mind. And you know, well, analyse, how has he got me out? Has it been the same way? I've been nicking the first slip. Have I been coming down and running past them, stumped? So straight away, Smith will be thinking about a different way of playing him so he doesn't get him 6 times.
That's true. And Morgan just having a chat with Rashid maybe about just how gets him for that 6th time. 5.83 in terms of economy. Excellent for any spinner, especially a leg spinner bowling with that extra fielder up in the circle. Throwing a googly the 3rd ball to the left-hander. So that's one thing he'll try and bowl to the right-hander as well. Bowls the skidder out of the front of the hand. The leg spinner as well. Stock standard delivery on the back foot, punch through. And that's the key for Smith or anyone who starts off against spin. Hit the sweepers hard. Don't look for the variation. Just watch the hand, watch the ball, and the variation you will see automatically then. So many times when you know a bowler's bowling a dooster in the older days or a googly or some kind of a variation.
Oh, it's in the air, through the gap and away. Just a little flirt with danger, got there a tad early. Beware of the injured batsman, though. He's gutsing it out.
Yeah, injured physically and maybe in terms of pride as well. The Australians, they've had 3 quick wickets fall. But just that length on this pitch. The ball has held up, held in the pitch, moved off the seam for the fast bowlers, and now for the spinner, something similar as well.
There's the star. Goes for 6. It's 78 for 3.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
Power of having runs on the board. We've seen that consistently through this Men's World Cup. It's just something about the chase, the pressure, particularly in the big game. That's why don't expect Australia to fold from here. This is a perfect scenario for Steve Smith. And Carey has just shown immaculate form right the way through, and he's been involved in some great partnerships. But this is perfect for Steve Smith.
Absolutely tailor-made for probably both of these batsmen and the form they've showed in this World Cup. Stephen Smith throughout has exactly that perfect temperament for pressure situations. Carey has showed himself capable. And once you have the runs on the board, you take that fearless Kiwi, that attitude that the Kiwis showed in the last game, where they attacked with the new ball, hunted wickets. Australia can do that with their bowling attack as well. misfilled. This is single. Frustrating for the bowler when that happens. What is competitive total? 250, would you say, is a tough chase?
Yeah, I think, look, you've got to get to 250.
Yeah.
230, 250 is 6 runs and over from here. It's very doable. What's been interesting throughout are these 100-run partnerships. So Australia have had them 1, 2, 3. In terms of opening stand and second wicket, third wicket partnerships, but not the fourth.
Maxwell is due as well. I mean, this is a situation where if he's going to score big, this is where you want him to come and make an impact, isn't it? 35 to 50, maybe 40 to 50. Power play this. Second one where the Aussie flag was up as winning that phase, all due to some beautiful, positive, decisive batting from both Steve Smith and Alex Carey. A few false shots thrown in, understandable with the pressure building and the pitch as it is, really well handled by these two batsmen.
Nicely flicked. They've caught for 2, shortish boundary there. And with the 20.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमुला के साथ। अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में।
100% तहफ्फुज़ की जमानत।
लकी ड्रॉ में
100% तहफ्फुज़ की जमानत।
Early mirror the power play that the England bowlers had against Australia, and then pressure's on.
I think for England, very important after having Australia 3 for 14 that they don't chase too hard this fourth. They've still got to put the pressure on. They've still got to go hard. But the expectation at 3 for 14 that you're going to get 4, 5, 6, it's a bit of a simple start in a way. One thing that won't change, I don't think, is that new ball being able to inflict damage like England have to Australia. Played, it's gone very fine. The ball was zipping around. It was brilliant bowling, but there was a little bit of aid, a little bit of swing, there was a little bit of seam movement. That will be the same for Australia. We know the bowlers that they've got as well.
The length has been really important on this pitch. Short balls just rushed batsmen, have flown through, and then immediately followed by back of length of full pitch deliveries. The ball's just kind of held. The seams actually gripped on the surface. There's been some deviation as well. A few flown through, and then ball shot because you're through early, expecting the pace to be the same as the shorter ball. About one of the initiatives the ICC anti-corruption unit has. One of the things I mentioned was that this is actually more important than this tournament than just winning the trophy. As the over ends, Australia 87 for 3.
PTCL Unlimited Internet, Digital Quality TV या Crystal Clear Voice Quality Telephone Connection लगवाएं और इंस्टॉलेशन चार्जेस पर 40% डिस्काउंट PTCL हासिल करें।
Time. Very, very important personally for the players and for the sport in their country as a whole.
Most of the grounds here in the UK now have the lights, which is great. Twilight's long in the summer, but the lights have been used for a few day-night games. Mostly been 10:30.
Course caps.
A little bit of a different dynamic. Fixtures, but we've had the 1:30 starts and a little bit of a different dynamic.
Almost a formality, the lights coming on. I mean, there's sunlight till about 11 at night. Easy to side the ball. Doesn't really impact how the ball behaves or the pitch behaves with the lights coming on. In the subcontinent, of course, you can have dew. You might have a bit more swing with the lights on. But England, nothing much. And it's exactly as Alex Carey would have wanted it. Pitched up, driven on the up. And what poise, what positivity, what execution by this wonderful new wicketkeeper batsman for Australia.
And he's deserved this opportunity at 5, Kumar. He's worked so hard. He's come in too late too often. And when he's come in late, he's had such an impact that little by little, the powers to be could see that he needs more overs of batting. And so 5, very different game for him playing this role. But he is perfect for it. He's got a good, simple, solid technique. You see that cover drive for the kids watching, and it's an extension of a forward defence. All good shots are just an extension.
Exactly what I was taught as a young kid as well. I was taught by the coaches, remember, her drive is just the extension, and just a longer follow through. Maybe a little faster acceleration, 1 foot before and after impact. Just hold their body position exactly right. Transfer weight properly. Hold that front shoulder into that ball. And the results? Perfectly executed front foot drive.
You talk about the opportunity for all these sides and these two to match up against New Zealand for the big final at Lord's, the home of cricket. And it's folks like Maxwell hasn't probably had the World Cup he's wanted. We thought more. Stoinis still hasn't really got his batting going. But they can start today for Australia. It's the big moment. You put your hand up. You get your country there.
Sometimes when Stoinis, I say he saunters into bat.
Oh, so close. Moved so well. We've seen him take those. Not sure it quite got there.
A different reaction. Disappointment from the fielder, yes. Because was it a catch? Disappointment from the batsman. And I dropped short. Disappointment from the batsman because he thought, oh, I missed a boundary there. Stoinis, when he walks into bat, sometimes I feel like grabbing him and shaking him. It's almost as if he's half asleep. Just walks in very... Stoinis, when he walks into bat, sometimes casually. And the way he starts off his innings as well is...
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill.
South Africa in an admirable way. So first one to go, Finch. Absolutely first ball on the money from Archer. Second wicket, reared up. Warner gone. Two guys who have led the way. Hanscom gets an opportunity. He was all at sea until that moment as well.
Can never look settled. I love the fact that you pointed out where he started off. A little bit of an injury can work in very different ways, isn't it? Sometimes it really gets you focused into just doing your job. Don't worry about anything that's going on around you. You feel the pain, you feel a bit of swelling, and suddenly you're just focused on trying to get through that, trying to bat well and show that you can get through those tough periods. And the partnership building beautifully. 89 right now, but they need another 100 runs between them.
A good finish there. That's the area.
PTCL Unlimited Internet, Digital Quality TV या Crystal Clear Voice Quality Telephone Connection लगवाएं और इंस्टॉलेशन चार्जेस पर 40% डिस्काउंट हासिल करें।
Disastrous power play. That was the pink. And then this middle phase is very important. It was 11 to 40. We did well because when Archer actually is going to be a danger man in the Ashes as well, and he's going to hit a few batsmen. We don't want to hurt them, obviously. We don't want that, but he's going to surprise batsman with his pace, and that short one comes from nothing. But when Carey got hit, he actually caught his helmet behind him. He could have hit the pitch and rolled back onto the stumps.
Great presence of mind as well. It would have really hurt him as well. But it shook him up, but had the presence of mind. Beautiful stroke. Pick the googly up. No danger of getting out LBW. The ball turning across him actually makes for better contact going across him with the bat coming down the opposite way. Crunch through mid-wicket.
Doesn't he take on good options? He knows his game very well. The execution perfect. Now through the offside. I just love the way he thinks about his batting. You try and stay as neutral as you can in your mind and see the ball, hit the ball, keep it simple. But He's got such a great way of accumulating runs and then taking an option that doesn't have great risk about it.
Again, the wrong one slipped through.
हमारे सामने आ रही है.
Steven Smith picking it up really early, playing against the turn, but correctly inside out bat path for a single. Is this something that you practice a lot, your sweep? I remember watching you like to sweep. It doesn't really come naturally to a lot of Australian batsmen, especially opening batsmen. You had Matthew Hayden, who really came into his own with the sweep later on. A lot of the new batsmen here don't really like to sweep. It's not instinctive.
No, and I think that's because of Australian pitches again. Because you've got quickness, the sweep shot, you're better off to be looking to hit in front of yourself, to sweep. I wish I was better at sweeping because it would have helped my batting in the subcontinent where you need it, and in England. But it's certainly a shot that is great to have in your armoury. 113 to 3.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
The pitch block and how wide across the ground, and that's the softness of pitches. They have to rotate them often. Australia trying to turn around results here at this ground that hasn't really favoured them for a long time. Partnership 99, and we've got batsmen on 47 and 44. That is the 100-run stand. The first country to have 50 100-run stands in World Cups. Just throwing stats at you. Why there's an occasionally late night reading the stats books, Kumar.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
Well, the night just gets away and you're buried in stats.
Absolutely. It's not just about turning up and just speaking.
Preparation.
With capital P.
Occasionally you might hear the Killers playing coming out of my room or Bon Jovi. Don't be put off by that. It just helps me retain the statistics.
Creates the right environment for you to absorb.
Exactly. Set a scene like that scene. Hasn't quite got hold of it there. But just leaping on anything that's in a scoring zone. But again, they can just bat normally. It's a little bit like test match batting. That's why I think it favours Smith. It's taken the heat out of him having to play a really aggressive role, and it's a slow burn until he gets to the back end of this 50 overs.
Yeah, the question begs to be asked, actually. Shouldn't England have a few more catchers in place and actually have an idea of trying to get a wicket rather than wait for the batsman to make a mistake? That's bowled across him. Yes, there's no slip. There's a thick edge. Short mid wickets. He's not really up for the catch. No, he's short extra cover. No slip for the right-hander to the leg spinner. Are they allowing Australia to settle in and this partnership to build? Because this is a dangerous time. If this partnership progresses into that 40th over or above and beyond that 35th over, it will be a very, very competitive total that Australia can build.
That's why, even though they lost against South Africa a few days ago, that fight to get themselves close was a very important one for today. It was hard, it was all too late, they didn't quite get there, but it was an important moment. Just like the Khawaja Carey partnership at Lords.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमूला के साथ। अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में।
100% तहफ्फुज़ की जमानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आए।
Nice fight back by these two, partnership of 102. Fielding doesn't prevent the run, but stops at least 3.
Body on the line. He's been brilliant in the field today. Ben Stokes, particularly behind point.
Leg side, there's a man out there, straight to him, surely, yes. Straight to him. James Vince on as a fielding sub, makes no mistake. Partnership broken.
Fighting performance from Alex Carey comes to an end as he goes to his strength area. On so many occasions, that is in the slot for Alex Carey, but just on this one, he knows straight away, cannot believe I've found James Vince. The 100-run partnership has been broken by the leggy. Carey departs 46 from 70 in Australia, 117 for 4.
Marcus Stoinis comes in at number 6. No Maxwell yet. I think this is the right way to go for Australia. Big wicket that for England. Adil Rashid, his first. Partnership was developing nicely for Australia. Only Carey knows where he was trying to hit it. It just looked like he was almost in the end chipping it to deep mid-wicket. It's not a big hit in that direction. Maybe he was trying to fly it all the way. He didn't. James Vince was on for Plunkett. And Smith moves to 50. 50 in 72 deliveries. Been a good man for a crisis today for Australia. Smile goes up with the boos from the Holly stand. He won't care one bit.
It's a cheeky smile too, wasn't it? I think he's enjoying himself out in the middle, Steve Smith. 31st. 50-plus score in one-day internationals. 4th against England. Could be his most important one.
Yeah, if he converts to 100-plus, he'll know that. Job not done. Absolutely right that he came out at number 3. Should have been at 3 all the way through. Really think he was trying to hit this, Mel? Do you think he was trying to hit it for 6 or place it?
Yeah, I think he was trying to go for 6, but fractionally straighter. You can just see the little flick of the wrist at the last little bit. Got that change of angle. It's a great shot. Says it all.
Well, wrong and close. He hasn't picked the
The
right.
risk at the last little bit. Got that change of angle.
Will the finger go up? You bet it does. Australia don't have a review. And Stoinis goes for a second ball duck.
Brilliant from Rashid. The control to start with, the line to begin with. He knows it's going to turn. It comes back in. It beats Stoinis. All ends up. Took a little while. Just need to check every box. And that is the 5th wicket to fall. That of Stoinis only out there for 2 balls, and Australia stuttering again, 118 for 5.
PTCL Unlimited Internet, Digital Quality TV या Crystal Clear Voice Quality Telephone Connection लगवाएं और इंस्टॉलेशन चार्जेस पर 40% डिस्काउंट हासिल करें।
It's a great shot. Says it all.
Well, wrong and close. He hasn't picked the
The
right.
risk at the last little bit. Got that change of angle.
Will the finger go up? You bet it does. Australia don't have a review. And Stoinis goes for a second ball duck.
Brilliant from Rashid. Relevant now as Glenn Maxwell finds himself out in the middle. Look at that strike rate. That's no problems there whatsoever. And Maxwell, though, would be more than happy for today to improve on the runs and average column.
He was expecting a short one. England bounced him out in the game at Lord's. I'm just wondering if Morgan's thinking of Archer. Archer has 5 left. They can't let Maxwell settle. He can be dangerous.
I like this matchup too, though, isn't it? Ben Stokes, Glenn Maxwell, both power hitters, all-rounders for both their sides. Field backward of point have been brilliant there. Archer 1 for 11 off his 5.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to go back to Archer just for 2 for Maxwell. Maxwell will often play the shot of the day. Can he play an innings, a substantial innings, and stay with Steve Smith?
He's had opportunities throughout this World Cup to do that. We've already seen the graphic where Australia's been in trouble on numerous occasions. West Indies was one, went out pulling at ball very early on that occasion.
Beautiful shot, beautiful shot. Flick of the wrist, finds the gap, finds the boundary.
The later that he contacted this ball stick, Steve Smith, the more opportunity he had to work the angle of the bat. He waits and waits, and just opens it up at the last second.
control.
It looks so easy, Steve Smith. Just knocks it away, an expensive over, 9.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
Contacted well and truly in front of him and look for boundaries through the mid-wicket area. Another World Cup, because there's debates about everything. I know in Australia there's been quite a bit of debate about where Steve Smith should be batting, but I think this just proves the point, doesn't it? When he bats at 3, he averages 52. He's batting at 4, he averages around 35. And it just gives him time.
Hey, it's not really about Steve Smith. No brainer. Steve Smith bats at 3. As if he bats at 3, what do you do with Khawaja when he was playing? He keeps sliding down the order. Really only have to look at the number 3s they've had, likes of Ricky Ponting. You need your best player there. Slip in. And just past him. Just past him. We still know each other well. Maxwell played for Yorkshire for a while. She has played there. Oh, Maxwell picks him a bit better. Stoinis did. Front the hand from Rashid.
Contact point was well and truly out in front of that left pad, reaching for the ball. That's why it had so much time in the air.
So spinning, it's just gripping, and Rashid's bowling beautifully. He's going up and down here, giving the air.
On this occasion, setting himself up again, but just holding back fractionally, Glenn Maxwell. That's why the ball hit the ground before it got in line with Joe Root. I think in the back of Glenn Maxwell's mind as well, he's like, I've got to keep an eye out for that wrong one. So when playing back, he is very watchful.
That one played it pretty well, but excellent from Rashid, 130 for 5.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमोला के साथ अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में हाजमोला
100% तहफ़्फ़ुज़ की ज़मानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आए।
20 overs to go here. Australia at 130, and their target score is probably just adjusting every wicket, every over.
Yeah, we were debating with Maxwell coming to the crease. Would it be time for a bit of Jofra Archer? Rashid doing well at one end, Billion end, Birmingham end. Try and blow Australia away, try and get Smith out, get Maxwell out. So impressive first up this morning, Archer. Set the tone perfectly, him and Wokes. England won't mind that. They want Maxwell on strike and they want Archer to steam in now.
My mind does go back to the game against the West Indies where Australia lost early wickets. Came out, Cottrell came on, the left arm quick from the West Indies, and we saw the salute because he went after a short delivery, tried to pull it, and was caught behind. So that's the battle here for Glenn Maxwell, is trying to balance the want and almost need that he feeds off to get on the front foot literally. Put the attack back on England, go after balls. And when he looks up at the scoreboard, against the desire for Australia, just for him to be out there for the next 10 or so overs. I'm with you, Nasser. I like this move by Morgan to bring Archer back into the attack. He's got the slip and play as well. But Stokes at the pivotal backward point.
Good way in front to square, nailed 4.
Glenn Maxwell will know that at some point throughout this over, because he got on strike for the second delivery, he's probably going to get a short ball. That is well controlled. It's chest height, get his hands high, get down on the shot.
It's not the short ball that gets you, it's the follow-up.
On two occasions in this innings, Warner hit Wokes straight back over his head for a boundary, and Wokes picked him up after it.
Hanging back there, Maxwell. That front foot didn't come down the pitch. He's thinking short ball. Gets another one. Big battle between Archer and Maxwell. 35 for 5.
PTCL Unlimited Internet, digital quality TV या crystal clear voice quality telephone connection लगवाएं और installation charges पर 40% discount हासिल करें।
First ball and the second ball, plays deep off the balls in between. So Maxwell, just as he gets out to Rashid, trying to find a way to score off him, but also keep his wicket in play. He's going to figure out at what point do I contact the ball. I need it in front of line of that front pad, if not behind.
Weirdly, sometimes you can pick Rashid on his line. That's maybe the error that Stoinis made when he throws it up like that, wide outside off. You're not picking him out the hand, just play him on line. Obviously, he can bluff you and bowl a straighter wrong.
There's one thing to know, be able to pick it, pick all the tells that a bowler comes in to bowl, but there's also another way in terms of knowing the way in which a bowler goes about things.
He's had enough of blocking it. He's going to go down the ground. First 6 of the day. It's to Glenn Maxwell.
Nullified the spin by good stride down the wicket, kept the head down most importantly, wasn't concerned about looking to where it was going to get struck because he knew if he hit it cleanly, make the distance.
Well, I said earlier, he often plays the shot of the day, Glenn Maxwell. Can he play the innings of the day? Something substantial, something special, something of meaning that they'll be talking about in a few years to come, not just that one boundary. That's his challenge. Very talented man. He win again with the bat for Australia.
Quick discussion here between Captain and the 9 games out in the middle.
Good from Maxwell, good from Rashid, 142 for 5. And the umpires.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
Cloudy skies at Edgbaston, things going pretty well for England in this semi-final, 142 for 5 England. Had some magic moments throughout this tournament. One of them was between Stark and Ben Stokes. An outstanding in-swinging Yorker. That is brilliant bowling.
What he does, isn't it amazing? I just talk about how well this partnership was going, how well Stokes was batting. And then a world-class bowler produces what is probably the best Yorker of this World Cup so far.
The bowlers of the tournament producing one of the balls of the tournament. Ben Stokes had 89 at the time. Stark's toe-crushing Yorker at the base of the stumps was outstanding, and were blown away after that. Can Australia get up past 250? You have overs left, just 5 wickets though. But Maxwell and Rashid know each other well from Yorkshire. These two know each other well from IPL cricket. Smith and Archer. Pakistan Royals, the pair of them. Royal battle here as well. That is a backward square leg for that ball that he just clips off his hip. A real ring field, lots on the leg side. That one doesn't get past backward square.
Yeah, there's so many players for the right-hander coming towards another right-hander. The release shot is down through the third region. But for Steve Smith, who works so much across his stumps, his release is to the onside, a high percentage of runs scored on the onside for Steve Smith. So they've just plugged that up a little bit.
The set of 10 has been done, overs 20 to 30. 52 for 2 it was for a long time, Australia's session, that little 10 over burst, but with the 2 wickets from Rashid right at the end, on England's way.
Well, Alex Carey, after the knock to the jaw, it was an important innings and partnership with Steve Smith. They got it up to over 100, and then this happened. Vince on, the substitute fielder. This wasn't too long after. He shoots 2 wickets, just turning the game again in England's favour. I really like this captaincy from Owen Morgan too. Just that placement of the one fielder, that short fine leg, has just changed the way in which Steve Smith is going about things. Taken away that release shot, he's now thinking he played and missed outside off, trying to get it to the offside. Then on that occasion he's found a way to the offside, but it's just making him think a little bit more.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमोला के साथ। अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में।
100% तहफ़्फ़ुज़ की ज़मानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आए।
Which he's going about it. Boundaries is usually that way. Can he be happy with, solid leave, 3 singles and an over? He'll be happy just seeing in the next 5 overs with Steve Smith.
Gon's up, but he keeps targeting that area. That one's gone wide of mid-on, so Johnny Bairstow was brilliant in the deep. He'll cut that off.
That's the versatility of Johnny Bairstow. A sharp catch. That first slip earlier on the day, now finds himself out on the boundary. He's got good foot speed, good rope awareness.
Well, the 6 that he hit over long on was a sort of shot when you nail it, everyone says, great shot. Just grips a bit and you're leading edge it to long off. Everyone says, what were you doing, Glenn Maxwell? That risk reward with a player like him. Mid-on is still up. And go in that direction if you want. He goes over wide mid-on, that will be 4.
And he's played himself into this shot. He's played back on numerous occasions to Rashid, but he's played defensively. He was waiting just for something fractionally shorter, and he got it on this occasion.
Pitched it up and he got smashed, so it was a drag down. It was a real long off. Maxwell doesn't miss out. Good fast hands. Good signs from Maxwell so far.
Changes in the field now for Smith. Deep square coming back up inside the inner circle. Long on pushing back. An extra fielder on the offside inside the inner circle.
Decent over for Australia there, 152 for.
PTCL Unlimited Internet, digital quality TV या crystal clear voice quality telephone connection लगवाएं और installation charges पर 40% discount हासिल करें।
Smith hits Archer. Inside the edge that could have come back onto the stumps. Isn't he bowled beautifully today? The old French Cup. As mentioned earlier, Smith in his element today, despite the fact that wickets were tumbling. I like the fact he was batting 3, replacing Khawaja in that position, but we put into a mode where he can bat more like in a test match has been the key, I think, for Smith's summing it up and playing the way he plays. Hello, Michael Clark.
Good day, gentlemen. Yeah, you're right, Steve Smith. We talk about different styles. New Zealand captain Kane Williamson, that line outside the off stump, he loves running at the third man. Steve Smith, a lot different. Same line, same length. He likes to take it to the leg side. You see a lot of teams trying to hang the ball outside the off stump to him, but he's such a good player and his own style, his own technique. Have a look at those numbers there. Very much leg side dominant, and today's been a great example of that so far.
It's the question, isn't it, for captains and bowlers, whether you bowl to his strength, because he can miss a couple, he has missed a couple and been dismissed LBW, or whether you try and remove it and hang it outside off stump.
Yeah, I think England got it right at the start. Just thankfully for Australia, Steve Smith was able to combat it. But you saw Jofra Archer, who's got extra pace and bounce, use the bouncer in the short pitch delivery, tried to push Smith back, and then went for that full straight one looking for an LB. Wokes, a little bit different. He swung the ball away and then tried to bring the occasional one back. So, yes, LBW is the way to get him, but he's such a skillful player.
Yeah, that adjustment of line to specific plays, you've got to have the ability to know that, and they do know that, all the bowlers, that it's being able to execute it and be able to build the pressure, as you've spoken about before the game.
And I love the way his game was developed organically, actually. That big stride across, back and across. You've listened to him talk about his batting before. It was in a test match against England at the Wacker, where it first came into his game. Huge wide there. Jofra Archer knows he didn't quite get that one right. But he was playing against England at the Wacker. There were a load of bouncers being bowled. He just thought, well, I'll try this. Just in the middle of test match, in the middle of his innings. And that became part of what he did. And I love the fact that it's almost self-taught, self-learned, rather than, being spoon-fed by a coach. It just came to him naturally.
See a lot of different batting techniques these days. Handscomb's got his own style. Oh, they're gone. It bounces. There were 2 high wides prior to that one. Held up in the pitch. He strikes again, Archer.
It's why Morgan wanted Archer at Maxwell early on. Brought him back at the top end for his second spell. Maxwell's looked vulnerable to pace in the tournament so far. There's not a great deal of foot movement there, whether the ball held up in the pitch or not. It's almost as if he's waiting for that short ball. He's certainly not trying to get forward at Jofra Archer, and has ended up just chipping it to cover. Dangerous Glenn Maxwell, gone for 22. Australia 157 for 6.
Cummins, the talented youngster. He's had a very interesting career now for 7 years with injury and just boomed onto the scene as a teenager. And now he's back. He's been strong. And big smile. I don't know what he's responded to there, but anyway, nervous energy. He's out there far too early, but he's got a good technique. Archer to Cummins. The struggle continues for Australia.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
The question whether he's waiting for that short ball, because he's seen plenty of them.
There's the cheers. What a find he has been for England. Fast tracked into the system. So the grind continues for Smith. This is set up for him to trickle his way to 100 and try and get Australia. The knuckleball. There it is. That's why it's held up. The knuckleball doesn't come on. Well disguised. And it's such a simple catch. And that's why he's got out in front of himself. Still, I still think it's a soft dismissal though. And you've got to pick up on what's coming down at you.
Fabulous skill, that, isn't it, from Archer? Particularly because you're waiting for that bouncer that we've talked about at 145. You've seen him hit somebody like Carey. You're aware that it could be coming round your ears at serious pace. And then for him just to change his grip, get his knuckles behind the ball. Beautiful bowling. Yeah, 2 wickets today for Jofra Archer. You'd say both were fabulously skillful balls. The very first ball that he bowled, Aaron Finch, was right on the mark, full and nipping back, and that's exactly what England would have talked about to Finch. And then a beautiful change of pace to completely deceive Maxwell. A great knuckle ball. Such an asset for a bowler when a batsman knows that you can put one round the lug holes at about 145, 150.
Round the lug holes, I love that.
You know, you're always waiting for it.
Well, I think he's going to hit a lot of batsmen because it comes from nowhere as well. That genuine pace. That's a good shot straight to the man, Smith. 67, 161 for 6 now.
Can you think of some bowlers that you face who are like that? It's not always the quickest bowler, is it? It's those that either because the action was slightly strange or because it seems to come from nowhere, as with Archer, that makes that bouncer all the more tricky.
Yeah, guys.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमोला के साथ अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में हाजमोला
100% हफ्स की जमानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आए।
Archer. Owen Morgan has kept him going for the kill. It's an aggressive move because this is his 9th over. Now Owen Morgan is wanting to keep the rolls. He knows one more wicket and there's not a lot of batting to come. So I like aggressive captaincy. I like what he's doing. And Pat Cummins knows that he's just got to get through this. Strong defence. Get through Archer. Get through the danger man. But as you asked the question about bowlers I faced that I found hard, the slinging bowlers, the Devon Malcolm, Shoaib Akhtar was a bit like that. The bowlers who presented the scene were the ones that you felt you could, like Curtly Ambrose, one of the greatest bowlers, but I preferred him to Courtney Walsh. And he was such a presenter of the ball. It's just short. There's probably another knuckleball there. It's working for him.
Looking at the speed, 123, so definitely slower, and beautiful knuckleball again. Almost too good for Pat Cummins, who's slightly through the shot. You've got to look carefully for it. Just changes his grip right at the last moment.
Well, just to try and give you a visual of the difference in pace. The 142.8, 38.6, and then 124.9. It is a great skill. It is also so much stronger when you've got the genuine pace, because the slower ball is so much different. And again, I think that's all he's going to bowl now.
Well, Morgan will have thought about holding Archer back, too, because he bowls brilliantly at the death as well with his yaw. But I think he's right to go for the jugular here. He's got Australia 163 for 6. Cummins can be a dangerous player, and he's got plenty of options. He's got a lot of flexibility built into his attack, because he's got those 6 bowlers at 7 if you count Joe Root.
Really well played there. And Cummins waited for a ball to one score for 2.
PTCL Unlimited Internet, digital quality TV या crystal clear voice quality telephone connection लगवाएं और installation charges पर 40% discount हासिल करें.
Well, that top order batting, it's going to be difficult for both sides. 3 for 14 Australia, and everyone's going, what on earth is happening? This will be the final over. Rashid would love to just grab one more. 2 for 53. It's Stoiner straight away. Crowd catch. There's been about 3 of them today. Settle down, you English.
A smattering of yellow in the crowd today. Is Merv here? I've seen him around. I bet he's here, is he?
He is. I think he's across the other side. I think I can see the moustache. He's often leading a tour group. He's done it for years. There he is. He could bowl, couldn't he? 93 Ashes.
He could sledge.
Well, no. He did. Oh, taken, and taken so well. It's gone straight at him, but they're not easy because it came so quickly.
Rashid is back. He's not been at his best in this World Cup. But where he's been so important for England in the last few years is picking up wickets in this middle passage. And that's what he's done today. 3 for now. The soft end for Pat Cummins, who just steered it really tamely to Joe Root. Wide and steered. Root does well. It travelled quite quickly towards him. Delight for him. Delight for Adil Rashid, who's taken 3 now. Australia 166 for 7.
Mitchell Stark. It has been a tough old day for Australia. Leg slip as well. Down for the wrong end. Out for the wrong end.
He's not been bowling that many, actually, in the World Cup, Adil Rashid. He's had a shoulder injury, which has meant he's bowled a bit more slowly and fewer googlies to left-handers, but that was a good one first up at Mitchell Stark.
Just look out for the wrong end. He doesn't have to now. Well bowled. 3 for 54.
Final piece of the jig.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
Big applause. Archer in his 10. Oh, if I was Smith, I just would have taken the 6 cherries from Archer. Get him out of the attack. Hard height. If you're up like he was. That's why I always say stay down as low as you can for as long as you can. Because once you come up to go back down, like Joe Root had to, it's very difficult.
And it's normally Ben Stokes there for the spinner. Ben Stokes would normally be in that position. He's very good. Root's somebody who's a little bit stiff-backed.
A bit like yourself.
Yeah, from experience.
That's the one. That works for Australia. Get him up the other end. The captain said, I'm really enjoying this aggression from Owen Morgan. They might have let it drift a bit. Expectation that the 4th and 5th would come quickly. There's every right for Australia to put a good partnership on in the semi-final. Smith's still out there. Carey was brilliant in his 46. Maxwell was getting himself going.
Wait!
There's plenty of bowling to come. So bowling at Archer out here is the right thing to do, but there's plenty of overs with the other quality.
Yeah, I mentioned that inbuilt flexibility because they've got 6 bowlers, and that's without using Joe Root as well. So Plunkett's got 5, Wood's got 6. Stokes, we probably won't want to bowl at the death, but he's got 6 and Woke's 4, so he can afford now to bowl Archer out.
Rush hit 3 for 54. Spinners weren't getting wickets here prior to today. 93 is the average, but Steve Smith centuries throughout this World Cup. But today, it's been allowed to accumulate. I think that's a good mode for you. Well, that's a good shot. Can that Stark wants to swing hard at times, but he's got an opportunity to bat with the strongest technique he can find. Australia, I think, well now, 230 minimum. You get to 250, they'll take it. Oh, that's the one. It comes from nowhere.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमुला के साथ अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में।
100% तहफ़्फ़ुज़ की ज़मानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आए।
South Africa to now has looked ready for the big occasion. He looked totally nerveless today when he got that first ball bang on target to Aaron Finch, and has bowled superbly throughout.
but Wood into the attack. More pace, good action. Nearly a wicket.
Well, they've set a strong leg side field for Wood bowling to Smith, because the point that Michael Clark made, that kind of deliveries that say Kane Williamson might look to steer through the offside, Smith is back and across his stumps and working to legs. So there's that extra man on the leg side. It's Ben Stokes round the corner, which is where Martin Guptill pulled off that astonishing catch at Lord's off Smith. Means there's an extra gap there on the offside. So the question for Smith is whether he wants to continue to play as he does, which is to get across his stumps and work to leg, or whether he'll stay a little bit more leg side of the ball and work those gaps that are offered to him on the offside.
You mentioned, I mean, initially he was the leg spin bowler who batted down the order. So, incredible. Now he's turned himself around. There's an example. Now he gets across. The line's probably off stump. And technically there's a reason why he's so strong on that onside too. He turns his hand under the handle. The bottom hand is right the way round, which is going to allow him to access the onside more comfortably than the offside. But then you get that line too wide off stump and he whacks you through the offside. He's an extraordinary player. I mean, the talent. But he can also, in an innings, once he started to get across and realised that was working for him, he can get himself to go even further if he wants to. Or he'll not eliminate it, but on odd occasions doesn't go too far at all. One of the most twitchy, nervous players that ever comes to the crease.
He's always shadow batting, isn't he? He's not facing the ball, he's at the non-striker's end, imagining he's facing the ball. Shadow batting all the time. Just say, twitchy, never still.
Watched him warm up this morning.
I said he hit about 200 balls this morning.
Well, it's probably 300. And I just jokingly walked past saying, Smithy, cool your heels. Leave some shots for the game, will you?
I think that's what he's happiest, though. He's just happy hitting balls. That's what he does. That's who he is.
Well, in the net session day, I mean, the guys have net bowlers, so the proper bowlers bowl for a period of time, and then the net bowlers come in, they're young cricketers around the area, they've got talent. They normally bowl 20% quicker at these international players as well. But Smith will have 3 nets. No! Being a pro, I suppose. 10 to go, 175%.
Beat is here unlimited internet, digital quality TV या crystal clear voice quality telephone connection लगवाएं और installation charges पर 40% discount हासिल करें.
He's suffered from injuries at times, but he's on, generates some good pace. This is just indicating the final 10 overs. One more man can go outside that inner circle. That is 5. 11:40 is 4. And the initial 10 is only 2. And there's been a double change. Plunkett. Nicely driven. Looks in good shape today, Starkey.
Plenty of motivation to use up the overs and get a few runs. Australia will need you would have thought, 230, 240 as a minimum score to challenge England and hope that they can apply some pressure and get the kind of early wickets England got. Conditions today are still overcast. It's going to stay overcast throughout. We've got a Forecast of some thundery showers later on, which might suggest a build-up of humidity, which may play to Stark's strengths.
We don't want rain. We don't want rain at this. It'll be right. Let's time that. It's 134. Thinking about going about a smallish run chase, they can be really tricky. And the top order batsman might think too conservatively and think, well, we'll pace this innings. We need to get through Stark and Cummins. We know that. So you start to take shots away. And then all of a sudden, there's a go slow on in a run chase. I often think someone should come out and play that cameo and break the back of it.
Well, that'll be the fascinating question, because it's Roy and Bairstow, of course, and Roy will come back into the side. That is exactly how he's played.
There's another flag to England there. 3-1 so far, Athens. Stop smiling at me. Most of that outside edge. Yeah.
Well, Rashid was a key player in the last 10 overs that we've seen. He offered a short ball to Maxwell, but knuckleball, a beautiful knuckleball from Jofra Archer that did for Glenn Maxwell. Rashid coming his third, when Cummins just steered to Joe Root's slip.
We nearly had the first maiden of the day. 9 to go, 176 for 7.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
Hair's falling off. Seeing the guys getting a headband to keep the wig on. Well, it might be real. Do you think it's real? No, that on the right's real. Change of angle to the left hand around the wicket. It was Shane Murphy's in the crowd, and you said that he was a good sledger. I'll never forget, I'm sure it was you, he sledged, he came right up in your face and said something very aggressively at you. And all you did was laugh. He was a sledger, but it was quite funny, wasn't it? Because it was all gruff.
Pre-match referees, wasn't it? He would have got into serious trouble. In the age of the match referee, he'd have been in front of the beak every game. Fabulous bowler, great character.
Well, that test match, the final one, you beat us, that might have been your first...
Your second game as captain.
Second game as captain.
He played all that series with a duff knee, didn't he?
It got worse and worse and worse. It was bone on bone in the end. That was the courage and the guts, and he's got a lot of guts, let me tell you. But it was bone on bone in the end, and we just had to admire. And to get through that test match, almost, it did finish his career, because he could never come back from that. But he bowled with it. It was extraordinary to watch the amount of food he ate on that tour. Working the singles, sensible batting. It's what they have to do. They're forced into this position, Australia. There is not much batting left. Owen Morgan, what's going on in that mind? stuff was, they might have been outside on stuff down the front leg. Some stills of the day. Archer, first ball, it's a Finch, gone. Oates. He's been outstanding. He's caught his helmet, that hit him on the chin. Steve Smith is resurrecting a total. Will it be enough? It's always tricky in a run chase.
I'll tell you one still that will be in all the papers tomorrow will be Alex Carey with those bandages round his head. Quick single to end the 42nd over, 181 for 7.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमोला के साथ अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में।
100% तहफ़्फ़ुज़ की ज़मानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आए।
Three wickets within the first 7 overs of the contest. 3 for 14 at one stage. 10 wickets in the middle. Australia clinging to what they hope will be a good score. 181 for 7.
You don't need the tail to wag. Ish, that's for sure. Mitchell Starc, we've seen it before, what he can do. He didn't this World Cup. Scored many runs at all, but Test match 99 against India. Got plenty of power. Knows how to find the boundary. Right now, it's about hang with Steve Smith. Bat 50 overs out. Steve Smith has been exceptional. He's been the standout by far. 74 from 107. Just needs a partner in crime. Stays with him to the 50th over. I think Australia can reach that. Could be 240. That's the number they'll want. Get as close to that as possible.
Oh, he took a detour there, Smith. He took a detour around Plunkett, and that just might have offered Root enough opportunity.
I think direct hit. He had him here. Misfield. Smith shanks a pull shot. Root fumbles. You're right, because Plunkett just moved. He might have just been home with a direct hit.
Too close for comfort anyway. Again, it's a disciplining of the mind from Mitchell Starc. You alluded to his numbers. With Archer finish and Rashid finish, it's not straightforward, but at least the two gun bowlers are out of the way.
I think for Starc, he's just got to understand, even if he gets 20 runs or 15 runs off 40 balls, it might feel great, but Steve Smith will catch up from the other end. Get a single and get Smith back on strike, fantastic. If he has to block it, if he has to let the ball go. Right now, 184 for 7. Just be happy to stay there. Don't look at your own scorecard. And that's very different from Mitchell Starc's approach as well. He's an aggressive batsman. He wants to find the boundary. But he's a good enough player and he's experienced enough. And there's no doubt Steve Smith will be communicating between balls, between overs. Just hang with me, Starkey. Give me the next 7.2 overs.
Right. I'm never going to smirk at anyone's Test match 99. That's an indication of some ability.
This is a sharp catch from Joe Root. Always tough fielding and slip trying to catch it. Back to the driver a cut shot. Because the ball's played so much later than off the front foot, you haven't got as much time to react. But what he does so well is stay still, keeps his head and his hands balanced.
Should be at least a couple. Come back to 2. when Chris Wokes comes back into the attack. 186 for 7.
PTCL Unlimited Internet, digital quality TV या crystal clear voice quality telephone connection लगवाएं और installation charges पर 40% डिस्काउंट हासिल करें।
Mark Wood, 6 for 27. No wickets yet. That's good. That is very good. Just wonder if there was a hint, just a hint of a little bit of tail.
I like this angle as well, around the wicket to start. Bring the ball back into the stumps. Nice seam. I think that's the key here for the Australian tail. I think it's 2 lengths. Use your bouncer, get it right up there, helmet height, or then go full and straight, that Yorker, straight at the pegs. 2 men out. You've got a fine leg and a deep square leg for the short ball, and look to attack the stumps.
That is beautifully struck by Mitchell Starc. A welcome boundary for Australia.
Yeah, great for Starc. It's a half volley. That's neither. That's the in-between length. That's what Mitchell Starc wants. The beautiful shot along the ground, no risk. Times it. It's a pass that man at mid-off. This is that length, not quite full enough. Half volley length. Good swing of the bat from Mitchell Starc. Hit a clean ball. Doesn't mind the pace either, Starc. He'll take on that short ball. He'll have a crack at the pull shot and the hook shot. But there's a risk with that when someone's bowling 145 clicks. That's fast. That's too quick to pull. That's 141. That's on the money. Again, that angle into Starc cramps him so he can't free his arms if he is going to swing at this. That's the right line and the right length.
I think Starc is not to be intimidated by that last ball and be hesitant on this follow-up delivery. And for what it's as important to back it up. As we were, he hasn't been terrible, Mark Wood, but he hasn't been at his very best today. His length has been inconsistent, sometimes ill-directed. Have Australia seen anything here from Mitchell Starc for this guy to give him hope that when his turn comes to bowl that they can do something special?
Yeah, for sure. I think the whole attack, I think you think of Berendorf, who's very skillful, that newborn, can swing. Mitchell Starc can swing the ball. Pat Cummins, we saw a little bit of seam as well from Jofra Archer. So even if he doesn't swing it bowling first change, there's the opportunity to seam the ball. Nathan Lyon, who like what he's seen so far, a little bit of spin as well, with that extra bounce. They need a total on the board. At the moment, they're still short. End of the over.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
opportunity to inspire a new generation. Except for the one in the gazi kit. Nice shot again. All the way for 6 from Mitchell Stark. Picked the slower ball.
Yeah, this is where he's more comfortable, Mitchell Stark. Hitting through the line, taking on mid-off, mid-on. Hitting the boundaries. This is what he wants to do. Just got to hold himself back, pick his delivery. This is a good shot on this occasion because he reads the slow ball. It's the right length. He's looking to go straight. That's brilliant batting from Mitchell Stark. It's his highest World Cup score now as well. He's on the 21. That slow ball, such a clean swing of the bat.
.200 comes up for Australia. Remember, New Zealand defended 239 yesterday in their semi-final against India. When there's challenging a surface, but still something in it. Chris Wilkes still has 4 left. He won't get through all of them, is it? A little bit of a surprise that he hasn't got the opportunity to complete all of those.
It's a little bit strange, Bish, and there's the numbers to show you why. I think Jofra Archer was outstanding, don't get me wrong, but I think Wokes has been the standout today once again. Probably has been the last couple of games. Wow! 4 overs remaining. Certainly going to have to come on next over. Yeah, I think one of Wokes' greatest skills is his confidence bowling at the death. We know what he can do up front. He showed us that today. Swinging away from the right-hander, seam it back in when it's not swinging. Very, very skillful with the new ball. The other area of his game that has improved out of sight is his death bowling. Surprised they haven't given him all 4 overs.
Looking for a couple. Just one. Good work from Johnny Bairstow.
Yeah, don't run on that arm. He's quick, Bairstow. Lightning fast runner and he's got a good arm. Good decision from Stark not to take it on.
That could be 4. That is 4. Important run starting to flow towards 6 for 7.
A great finish to the over from Steve Smith and a good over for Australia. Handy boundary. Stark picked up a 6 first ball. Smith hits the last ball for 4. Full shot gets it straight enough, beats the man at deep square.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमोला के साथ अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में हाजमोला
100% तहफ़्फ़ुज़ की ज़मानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आ रहे हैं।
He was loosening up and now he's back into the attack. Chris Wilkes bowled it very impressively with the new ball. Wonderful delivery to get rid of Warner, particular, and then to get rid of Peter Hanscom. That's the one that got rid of Warner. He was driven down the ground for 4th ball, previously pulled his length back and then got it up there against Hanscom. That was from the Birmingham City end. Now he's changed to the Players Pavilion end.
Once again, looking at this field to Stark. Imagine the bowler's going to hit the wicket hard. You'll want Stark to play crossback, cut and pull, take on the bigger boundaries. Straighter boundaries are shorter here at Edgbaston. And Morgan keeping mid-off, mid-on up. Now Smith on strike, changing the field. Talking to his bowler, Morgan, trying to work out what is the plan to Smith. Where's his go-to area? Very leg side dominant, as we've seen throughout his innings today, as Smith is in all of his innings when he makes runs. Loves to hit the ball to the leg side. Once again, mid-off and mid-on up. Hind leg, square leg, third man, all back. So that tells me the length has to be back of a length. You're going to see the bouncers bowled. And you also see Steve Smith premeditate there. That nearly sneaks through. He's expecting a short ball. He's back, looking to pull it. It doesn't bounce as much, but it's a lot fuller than he's expecting. As well to keep it out, pick up another single. Move to 83 now, Steve Smith. No.
Just one.
Yeah, smart bowling. Very, very smart bowling. Again, that's the communication between captain and bowler. Get the field that the bowler wants and then be able to execute. Look at the size of the ground, the field dimensions here at Edgbaston. See very clearly why. Owen Morgan looking to those 76-metre boundaries. Back of the length bowling.
England do have a review, so there'll be some consultation. And he goes for the review in Morgan.
Good umpire, play review for LBW. Original decision's not out. Front foot, please. Thank you. Dead speed delivery. Front on spin, please. Yeah, can we go to Aldridge, please? Running through flat line, keep going. Okay, there's no bet, you can go to ball track when available. Thank you. 3 marks, pitching outside off, impact is in line, wickets is umpire's cool. I'll get you back on screen, you can stay with your original decision of not out.
Two 9 for 7.
PTCL Unlimited Internet, digital quality TV या crystal clear voice quality telephone connection लगवाएं और installation charges पर 40% discount हासिल करें।
Mark Wood.
Yeah, a little bit of luck going Australia's way, Steve Smith's way as well. Umpire's call, that review, the first ball, review over, inside edge, saves him on this occasion as well. Slower ball from Wood, but a great example. You can see, even though England have got 3 men on the boundary to Smith on the leg side, that's where he wants to score. That's his go-to option at this stage, looking for a boundary.
Similar field for Mitchell Stark as well, with those 3D fielders leg side, so it can be pace on the short ball or it can be pace off, little cutters.
Yeah, he'll want mid-off. He'll want to take it over mid-off or over mid-on Mitchell Stark, so he needs it full of the length.
Very well run.
This is good batting from Stark. He doesn't get in his zone for a boundary. Get in the gap and go hard. Good partnership as well for Australia. 47 now between Stark and Smith. Doing a good job, Mitchell Stark.
Good work by Ian Plunkett. And with this field, as we've talked about, looking to accelerate over the last 3.5 overs, you'll be disappointed as a bowler if you give that length to be hit past those 2 fielders close to the bottom of your screen. Your protection is square on either side and behind square.
Yeah, I don't think Morgan will mind what he's seen. The fact that the ball's getting hit to where he's got fielders, yes, Stark's picking up 2 runs at a time. But what Morgan won't want is Mitchell Stark hitting it down the ground. That's what he'll be saying to Wood. Morgan fielding at cover, so he can talk to his bowler. Joe Root as well at mid-off, plenty of experience, Indian Test captain. So those 2 guys will be communicating with Wood, saying, right, keep hitting that back of a length. Don't allow Stark to get underneath you and hit you back over your head.
Safely. And 50 partnership comes up. How vital this will be in a few hours' time will tell.
Yeah, brilliant from Stark and Smith, and just the 57 balls. And you look at that total, 216. It's nowhere near as many as Australia want, but they're giving themselves a chance. This 50-run partnership, close they can get to 240, 250. They're giving themselves a chance.
"47 overs completed, 217 for 7.
Subscribe to Netflix through PTCL and enjoy hassle-free payment through your monthly PTCL bill. To subscribe, dial 1218 now.
Oh, that could be tight. That could be the end of Smith. He's just heading straight down. What work by Josh Butler to get the gloves off and to beat Smith down the non-striker's end.
Have you got me there?
That's a brilliant piece of fielding.
Thank you.
through, running through. Thank you. I'm ready to make my decision for the big screen.
Yeah, Steve Smith, unfortunately, he's going to have to go. A wonderful innings, a brilliant bit of fielding from Josh Butler. Very well played, 85. Australia now, 217 for 8.
Jason Behrendorff in at number 10. Some quality fielding and catching recently. In all tournament, really, we've seen some good work being done. Josh Butler's throw. Another one goes. Stark follows Smith back to the pavilion, and it's Chris Woods again. He's been outstanding today. Up front and at the back end.
Class from Wokes, class from England. The big breakthrough of Steve Smith. Get the run out. Bang, bang. Then you go Mitchell Stark. Every run so important for Australia. The length is spot on. You can't get underneath that Mitchell Stark. Little feather through to Josh Butler. Australia under the pump. 217 for 9 now.
Nathan Lyon has to help Behrendorff bat out the overs. No slip.
Not the worst, Nathan Lyon, but just do it in singles. Get yourself some more runs. Get to the 50th over mark. He's just wicket to Mitchell Stark once again. The perfect length. That's where he wants to go, Stark. Mid-off and mid-on, up inside the circle. He's looking for a boundary. Wokes, experience, skill, communication with the captain to get the perfect field for him.
Oh, trouble. Oh, this is... Jofra Archer did well to his left to spin and throw. Difficult angle.
Yeah, tip and run from Nathan Lyon. With a mix-up with Behrendorff. Get away with it. Another single, though. Quick turn, realises there's an opportunity. Direct hit, he's out by a long way.
Look at the run out again of Steve Smith. I thought Smith might have obscured Josh Butler, so Butler did gone through his legs. That was outstanding work. The quickness of release to 18 for 9.
आप भी जीते ढेर सारे इनामात डाबर हाजमुला के साथ अपनी आवाज में कमेंट्री की वीडियो करें अपलोड और हो जाएं शामिल लकी ड्रॉ में। हाजमुला
100% टफनेस की जमानत के साथ फास्ट केबल्स नजर आए।
Unbelievable running.
Due round of applause for Chris Wilkes. 3 for 20 from 8. Would you have had a slip in, Michael Clark?
Oh, probably not, Bishop. I think the key now would be having the man at third man, Plunkett really fine for Nathan Lyon and fine leg really fine for those edges. I think right now I'm probably still asking the bowler to use his bouncer because you've got protection on the bigger boundaries and then go straight at the stumps. If line misses, you hit. LBW bowled. Australia's just got to bat the remaining balls now. They've got to get to the 50th over and any runs they can get in 219. It's short at the moment, there's no doubt about it, but every single run, a little bit of luck, a couple of edges for fours, is to not get bowled out. Talk about important plays. Here's another look at this run out. Joss Butler. That ball straight between Steve Smith's legs. Can you believe it? Hit him in the bum, hit him in the leg, hit him in the back, hit him anywhere. Straight between the legs. Nutmeg and run out. It's not your day.
The thing about that is, had it struck him on the bottom, coming back for a couple of runs, there would have been no calls for interference because he was running his line.
Yeah, the only time you get in trouble as a batsman running between the wickets if you change that line. Smith stays that exact line the whole way from start to finish. Brilliant from Butler.
And just for the uninitiated, Butler had no intention of throwing it through that valley. It's all about scoreboard pressure now. Seeing whether Australia can engineer something, particularly with the new ball. Excellent from Mark Wood. The Yorker brilliant. And Australia bowled out with 1 over left.
Yeah, spot on. England, spot on Wood. Straight at the pegs. Berendorf misses. I'm going to hit. It's the perfect Yorker. Fast, straight. Smash it into off stump. What a performance from this England bowling attack. Berendorf's got to go. 224. All out Australia.
The new balls.